Welcome back to What's Hot and What's Not CRE, your daily pulse on commercial real estate in America. It's Monday, January 19th, 2026. Let's talk residential and multifamily. And the big story this week is the supply cliff finally arriving. So, what's hot? Well, number one on the list is that supply cliff itself. It is real, and it is here. Apartment completions are dropping dramatically. To put it in perspective, we're looking at around 300,000 units being delivered in 2026, which is roughly half of the peak we saw back in 2024. Construction starts have plunged an incredible 71% from their Q1 2022 peak. This is the landlord tailwind investors have been waiting for. Tied directly to this, mid-tier and Class B multifamily continues to outperform. It's a simple, beautiful equation. Steady renter demand, plus a sharp restraint on new supply, equals pricing power. Workforce housing, in particular, is the absolute sweet spot right now. Regionally, we're seeing Northeast and Midwest markets really heating up. I'm talking about places like Pittsburgh, Newark, Boston, and New York. All of these are seeing supply volume increases, but they're operating with much, much tighter fundamentals than the Sun Belt. The Bay Area is a standout. San Francisco and San Jose are posting vacancy rates of just 4.6%, which is well below the national average. And it's not all about multifamily. On the single-family side, we're finally seeing some good news for buyers. Inventory is recovering, up nearly 9% year over year and about 20% higher than this time last year. That means more choices. Combine that with a forecast for existing home sales to rise 14% in 2026, and what we're seeing is a steadier, more balanced market emerging. Healthier. Now for what's not. That national multifamily vacancy number is the one to watch. It just hit a record 7.3%. And the reason for that is the lingering hangover from the last few years. Sunbelt markets are still trying to absorb the flood of excess deliveries from 2023 and 2024. Austin, Phoenix, Nashville, Miami, they are all still working through a serious oversupply problem. This leads directly to my next point. Luxury Class A continues to struggle. The oversupply is driving rent stagnation and forcing landlords to offer heavy concessions. We expect to see rent specials and prorated discounts persist through at least the first half of this year as these buildings fight for tenants. Flipping back to the for-sale residential side, Florida and Texas metros actually led the nation in annual market depreciation. Some forecasts are even showing home prices dropping in 22 of the largest 100 U.S. cities, and these are primarily concentrated in the South and West. And of course, we have to talk about mortgage rates. They remain sticky. We're hovering around 6.3%. Yes, that's better than last year's 6.6% average. But it's not the significant relief that buyers were hoping for to really juice affordability. So why does all this matter? It matters because the market is bifurcating. It's splitting in two. That supply cliff is creating a massive opportunity in multifamily, but only in the right markets and the right product types. Class B in supply-constrained markets like the Northeast and Midwest is where the upside is. Meanwhile, Class A in those oversupplied Sunbelt metros still has 12 to 18 months of pain ahead of it. The good news is that rent growth is expected to accelerate in the back half of 2026, as that supply crunch really takes hold and normalizes the market. Forecasts are pointing to 2.4% year-over-year growth nationally. But remember, it won't be uniform. Market selection and asset selection are everything right now. On the single-family side, the big story is rebalancing. More inventory, steadier prices, slightly lower rates. It's not a boom, but it's a healthier, more sustainable market, which is frankly what everyone needed. So, what's the investor takeaway? The supply cliff is your friend in 2026, but you have to be in the right markets. Target Class B multifamily in supply-constrained regions. Avoid those oversupplied Sunbelt luxury plays until vacancy rates come back down to earth. The strategy for this year is patience in the first half and looking for opportunity in the second. That wraps it up for today. Have a great week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Visit hotnotcre.com to learn more and subscribe to our newsletter. We'll see you on Tuesday.